Hey everybody, it's Matt from AI.DIY. Things are looking up for AI musicians, AI music creatives. If you want to know how, go ahead and stay tuned. So, over the last couple weeks, and I do want to break this down in a few sort of different points. A few weeks ago, Timberland came up with the idea of this LALA persona that he had, which is an AI thing. He's associated with Suno. He's like got shares in it, or he's co-founded, or I forget what the exact thing is. I've heard it before, but Timberland is involved in Suno. He started off with a competition of, I'm going to give you parts of a song with my own stems, and you can go and do your own things. And you hear little news articles and this and that. So we all thought, as AI artists and musicians, it's around the corner. Timberland's gonna give us a big contract and he's gonna sign us and it's gonna be fantastic. Didn't end up turning out that way, and he ended up actually being a bit of a disappointment for us in AI as well as the traditional artists. I'll give you our perspective, right? So the way he sort of put it out is he created this studio thing where he signed his own persona, but he didn't call it a persona. He called it like a living, breathing artist made with AI or something like that, and signed his own creation and is promoting that out. And the difference between what he's doing and what we've been doing in that space with personas is nothing. The only difference is his marketing words and his ability to sort of push that out. And then simultaneously, what he's done is really piss off, and I've seen several interviews with some people that typically bitch and moan about anything in the music industry that's not themselves, but also other people as well, complaining that, well, he's been legendary in signing musicians in general, like traditional artists, traditional musicians. And now what's he doing? He's all of a sudden doing this AI thing. And, it's already hard enough for people in the music industry to break out, and he's supposed to be doing this for people, and he's not doing this anymore, and he's being very selfish. So he's kind of pissed off people on both sides. My take on that for Timberland is he can do whatever the hell he wants. Like, he's earned his thing. He probably, like everybody else, started with nothing, had an idea, marketed himself, made a name for himself, and then he's promoting stuff, whatever. I also feel like, there's a possibility that this is the start of what he's doing. Like, he's promoting his LALA thing, and that's where he's going to start. He's going to get comfortable in that area. Although I did see the 4-hour interview that he did about this whole thing with other artists as well, and he doesn't seem to be entirely sure about how AI works or the future of it as well. But he does seem very excited. This is the beginning of it. He may be in the throes of promoting us or finding one of us and pushing us forward. Even before that, I saw an interview with Kid Rock and Glenn Beck, which I featured on this channel before, where Kid Rock went into a pretty good thing about how, AI music's out there, and eventually people are going to be taking his voice and making thousands and thousands of songs. And he thought it would be funny if, he'd a bit of a laugh if it's his voice singing about Joe Biden and how great Joe Biden was. And I thought that, I don't typically like Kid Rock, but I thought that was funny that he sort of allowed for that. It's not that I don't like him as a person. I don't particularly like his music. So what he said in the throes of that was, if an AI artist goes and makes a song and it's fantastic, it's got great lyrics, and it's in line with what he does, it's a fantastic song. Like he said, I make my money on tour, so I don't really care if someone's making albums that sound like me. I don't really make my money that way anyway. So I will take that song that someone's done with AI with my voice, and I'll sing it up on stage. And I thought that was a fantastic thing. So this is sort of coming along to this latest interview that came out June 26th, and this is 2025, by the way, where Will.i.am was interviewing Gunna, and there was a very brief moment of that interview, but the blog seemed to pick up that this 1 minute section where Will.i.am said, like, so do you mess with AI? And Gunna's like, yeah, kinda. I sort of touch it. Will.i.am's like, this is the thing, man, you got to get into it. And this is the point of what I'm saying here.
I compete with humans right now. You compete with humans right now. 2030, it ain't just niggas. It's gonna be full-on AI artists that produce it, write it, in the videos, dancing in the videos, rapping in the video. Like, yo,
I gotta say, I'm an AI artist.
we need to continue on this path. We're in this point now where it's at the beginning, because Gunna then said as a response, I'm going to have to sign an AI artist. So, and these are the ones we see, right? These are the interviews we see. These are the people that are talking about it openly. So you know that there's people in the music industry right now, these celebrities that aren't, talking about it in podcasts or maybe in brief ones that I haven't seen. The music industry we're talking about. And you also talk about like the labels themselves are sort of backing off on the lawsuits that are going against Suno and Unio. And they're like, well, maybe we're not exactly suing you, but maybe we'll sort of start working together in a way. Let's try to maybe figure out what that is. If you like this content and this video that you're watching so far, please subscribe below. Subscribing helps this channel grow, brings more attention to it. This channel is very much here for you to get benefit out of. That's why I started the channel. The more subscribers I get, the more attention it gets, and that benefits you. Also, if you could take note of the charity that I support, the John Fawcett Foundation. John Fawcett goes out to remote villages in Indonesia and performs cataract surgery. It's life-changing for people out there. It's a multi-generational fix. Also, I'll just ask if you can look below. If you could support this channel, there's a PayPal link down below. Buy a t-shirt. I think in this video, you might be able to do a direct donation, something like that. Anything helps. This channel does cost a lot to run, and I'd appreciate that greatly. So, all of you that are going into Facebook like the Suno and Udio AI music, and I'll do a plug for Dom's group, the AI Music Society, and maybe mine, the AI.DIY community group. We're always asking questions like, is this good? Are we going to be sued? Your question should be, how should you be leveraging yourself right now to be in the front of it for when someone like Gunna is looking for somebody to sort of do? Like in some place you got like Honest Bob that's cranking out a ton of music, and then maybe you have someone like Professor Jacket that's really persona and themed and trying to be very specific with that, or maybe someone like Zanzibar that's putting out a whole bunch of stuff and doing it in a particular way, or maybe you're someone, I'm trying to think of, well, let's say Call Me Tim, that's very meticulous about, trying to do emotional stuff and put it to himself and not really too concerned about how much he's putting out, but he wants to make sure it's in an exact way that's connecting to him. Whatever it is that you do that and do it well, because these artists right now are very much talking in a very serious way about bringing us into the fold. This is stuff we've talked about, and this is the thing where the anonymous posters say that's never going to happen, but it does happen, and it never happens until the day that it does. So go ahead and check out Will.i.am's interview with Gunna. Go ahead and go to my blog post that I'm talking about Timberland's thing. Watch my episodes where Kid Rock is talking to Glenn Beck about it, and like I said, these are the ones that we know about. So with them knowing about it and talking about it very seriously, for a fact that all these conversations are happening in the background in times that we don't even know about it. Excellent. So if you like this video, I hope we catch you for the next one. I'm going to keep my eyes on this particular topic. It's something that this and the lawsuit there are two things that in particular I like to keep an eye on. Is AI music going to break out and be taken seriously by distributors and all that, and what's going on with the lawsuit? So if you do like this content, please follow along and catch the next one, and I appreciate you watching this video.